Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Johannes Gies and I'd like to welcome you to today's panel of experts on the topic of MDR changes ahead. Experience the effects on lifetime and continuous mobility support of mechatronic knee joints. First, a brief introduction. Medical products, including those from Ottobock, have a fixed lifetime, always in accordance with their product file. And now, on May 26, 2021, the medical device regulation will come into force and there will be corresponding changes by the manufacturer, actually valid on January 1st, 2021. These will affect the lifetime of prosthetic components, for example, and also on O&P professionals. But what this means for you actually as a medical supply store and orthopedic technicians, we would like to inform you today about. And all this is about the German market, and I have three guests with me today, and I'd like to introduce them to you now. First of all, there's Matthias Regenhardt. He is a market manager and representative from the German market. Hello, Matthias.
Hello.
Thank you for your time. Also, there's Tim Baumeister on my right. He's an O&P professional from the company Polik.
Hello.
Tim. And also there's Josef Meyer in the middle on my right, user of a mechatronic prosthesis. Thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. First of all, as a little introduction to our expert discussion, Matthias has a little quote for us from Dr. Meininghaus, who is actually the who's responsible for regulatory affairs at Ottobock. This quote should give us a little back knowledge of MDR.
Yeah, that's right. So let's have a look at the quote. The new regulations resulting from the EU Medical Device Directive have an impact on the daily work of orthopedic companies because they result in changes in the supply process. Our employees support you in preparing for future care and are available to provide advice and assistance. So in a special session you can get more information from Thomas Meininghaus regarding the changes of the MDR, and in this session we want to have a look of the changes in the German market.
Yeah, Matthias, you're the expert on the German market. Maybe you can tell us, like, how do manufacturers and especially you as a sales company will implement these new regulations in detail?
Yeah, so one example that came with MDR is that the manufacturer has to specify an expected lifetime of his product, for example, for mechatronic knee joints. And Ottobock will implement this lifetimes from the beginning of 2021 with the 1st of January in order to get MDR conform or compliant at the early stage.
And what about service providers and operators? What do they actually need to consider now?
So if a mechatronic knee joint, for example, reached the specific lifetime, which means for mechatronic knee joint 6 years, a customer from us has to replace this mechatronic knee joints with a follow fitting, and that's on the one hand side, and on the other hand side, the manufacturer's liability ends with the lifetime of this product. So if you use the product longer, the liability goes over to the customer.
Okay. Tim, I have a question for you as well. You're an O&P professional. What do these new regulations, what kind of effect do they have on you as an O&P professional and on your work?
Yeah, first of all, we have to implement these restrictions into our daily business, into our daily work. We have to adapt our process. Then it will give us clear regulations for the lifetime of a product. This is good. Example for discussing with the insurance, with the reimburser. But I think this is also the fight which we have to do to bring a lot of transparency and to discuss this together with industry, with the reimburser, with the technicians. How we can, what changes will be there and how we can handle it. But then I think after time it will also give a bit of efficiency to have clearly dates for a refitting of a prosthesis and less discussion with the reimburser.
So ideally a more easy administration workflow.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Speaking of the user, in the end, what does it mean for the follow-up fittings?
A big chance, because to have a safe prosthesis which won't break down, or to check the technical side of the prosthesis. I'm not talking about the ordinary socket control. I'm talking about the whole about the technical side of the prosthesis. Means which parts are included, which knees inside. Is it the right knee for the needs? Is it still the right knee for the needs of the customer, or does he need a new foot if there are maybe new products available? This can be a big chance for the customer.
Okay, let's talk about you, Josef. You're a user of a mechatronic prosthesis, and you will actually receive a new prosthesis earlier now because of the MDR. But this is not your first one. You have several by now. Why don't you share your experiences with them with us? I'm gonna translate that real quick for Josef. Josef, du hast eine mechatronische Prothese und das ist auch nicht deine erste, du hast es schon seit mehreren Jahren. Vielleicht kannst du einmal so deine Erfahrungen mit uns teilen, wie du das über die Jahre so erlebt hast.
2002 wurde ich nach einer dramatischen Oberschenkelamputation mit einem mechanischen Kniegelenk versorgt. Da war es nur möglich, mit Unterarm-Gehstützen zu laufen. Kurz darauf folgte eine Versorgung mit einem Sileg-Kniegelenk, was viel Sicherheit bietet und auch viel Flexibilität. Und seit 2014 bin ich mit einem Genium X3 versorgt, was natürlich noch mehr Flexibilität und Sicherheit bietet.
So Josef, back in 2002, he got trauma to his thigh, and since then he got from a mechanical knee joint to a C-leg, and back in 2014 he got the Genium X3 and is now more flexible. How do you see the new regulations? And speaking of, like, what does it mean to you? Speaking of the new Follow-up Fittings, also was bedeuten dir die neuen Folgeversorgung jetzt dadurch, dass du halt schneller auch eine neue Prothese bekommst? Wie stehst du dem Ganzen gegenüber?
Prothese bedeutet immer Kompromisse eingehen, und dieser Kompromiss sollte so klein wie möglich sein. Deswegen ist eine gute, optimale Versorgung neben einem Orthopädietechniker, Orthopädiewerkstatt des Vertrauens das A und O, damit man gut durchs Leben kommt.
Okay, to be most efficient in his day-to-day life, he just wants to be optimally cared for and have a good prosthesis and a good speaking person too. And like, what is the most important part for you about a prosthesis? Are there certain particularly important advantages that you take that are important to you? Wenn wir jetzt uns eine Prothese genau anschauen, gibt es da gewisse Möglichkeiten, die du haben musst, oder bestimmte Dinge, die dir sehr viel wert sind?
An erster Stelle steht natürlich ein perfekt sitzender Schaft. Ohne diesen perfekt sitzenden Schaft kann man die Features des Kniegelenks nicht nutzen. Gleich danach folgt logischerweise die notwendige Sicherheit, aber natürlich ein Höchstmaß an Flexibilität, damit man gut durch den Alltag kommt.
Okay. Back again to be able to handle his day-to-day life. For him, it's most important to have a well-fitted prosthetic socket and be flexible and, of course, safe. Okay, Tim, we've heard a lot about the point of view of a user. Now, what does it mean to you as an O&P professional? Where do you have to put your attention, your focus to when it comes to a fitting?
Mm-hmm. There you see, now your prosthesis is getting 6 years old, and it's really necessary to change the parts, to have the secure prosthesis, that he can do that you can do your daily business, and the MDR will help us here to have less discussions with the reimburser to be on a safe side.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And Matthias, I think it's now important that the viewers, if they have any further questions, that they can contact Ottobock, you as a representative of the German market. How do we get in touch with Ottobock if we have questions?
Yeah. So if you have further questions, MDR is a complex subject. Please contact your sales reps, your customer service in your local or on your local Ottobock department, and get in touch with us, and we help you with the new regulations.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Matthias. So the transition period of the MDR ends on May 26, 2021, and the changes by the manufacturer Ottobock will actually be valid on January 1st, 2021 already. For you, the viewers, if you have any more questions about anything else than the German market, this was all specific for the German market, please contact the respective regional Ottobock branches for more country-specific questions. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you again for being here and for the informations.
Thank you.
Thank you.